Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring you the latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and much more. But tonight we're going to do something a little bit different and welcome in to those. If you are joined us on TikTok as well, welcome in. I don't know what you're seeing. This is the first time we are live on TikTok as well after hitting 1,000 subscribers yesterday. So welcome in. Anyone that's on YouTube, also you know the deal. Get your chat, get your comments in, get your chat in, or your opinions on what you think Liverpool should be looking to bring in next year. Who should Liverpool look to bring in next year? What positions as well? We're going to go over that as well because it is the international break, guys. It is the international break, and I like to mix up a little bit in the international break. Let's check this lighting. This lighting's a bit odd at the moment. Right. So yeah, it is the international break. So I like to do a little bit different things sometimes because as you know, this international break, we have been talking about systems. We have been discussing Arne Slot's system and what suits Arne Slot's system. Right now, yes, we are second in the league. Yes, we are through the Cup, through to Champions League. We've been fantastic at times this season, but there is system and tactical issues that we have discussed plenty of times on this channel. If you are new, you wouldn't know that, but we have discussed tactics, we have discussed systems, but and it also goes on to what is Arne Slot's best system now? How do we go going forward regarding the formation and the players that he's playing currently as well? Because this season, obviously, we haven't got an extra centre back which we wanted in summer. We haven't got a DM which we wanted, which I personally want. We didn't get a replacement for Luis Diaz. There is still positions, there is still players that we probably will be looking at. We're going to go over some of the players that we have been linked to and which one's most likely. I'm just going to give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to check our messages to 1 second. Right. So yeah, I want you guys to let me know in the chat who you would want, what positions you would like next season, but next year, winter transfer window, maybe the summer transfer window. What would you like? Today we have had links to Schlotterbeck from Dortmund. Dave O'Cop was the one that linked us today with him. So that's another defender certainly on the cards. And I think the obvious one is probably centre back. If we're honest here, guys, the obvious one is actually centre back because we went for Marc Guehi in the summer, almost got him. Deadline day, Crystal Palace pulled out. We've had many discussions on this channel. Should we have gone a little bit earlier for him? For me, absolutely. I'd have personally gone a little bit earlier. But 1 second, guys, 1 second. Back in 1 second. Do apologise. I am back. But yeah, we obviously want a centre back. It's quite clear what centre back. Marc Guehi is the most likely candidate. And like I said, today we have been linked with Schlotterbeck as well. So a centre back for me is definitely on the cards, whether it's going to be winter, whether it's going to be summer. That's the question that needs to be answered. The recent reports are that a winter move for a centre back is probably not likely. I personally would like to bring a centre back in the January transfer window because of the fact that Leone is now injured. Unfortunately, of course, what happened to him? Guehi, we did want an extra centre back in the summer. So right now, for our plans this season, we're 2 centre backs down. And now, as today, the news come out today about Ibrahim Konate. He's slightly injured, coming back from France. He's come back to Liverpool today. So Konate again, and we've been saying this on the channel that how likely is it that Konate stays fit? How likely is that Gomez stays fit? So already 2 centre backs in our minds this season. For our plans this season, Guehi was our plan, and obviously Leone, with the unfortunate incident of getting injured, was our plan. So right now we are 2 centre backs down, and if Konate gets injured, we're down to Gomez, we're down to Van Dijk. That's the situation that we are now. We're down to Van Dijk, we're down to Gomez. That could be the situation now for the season. John said here, hi Damon, if Konate is badly injured, is our season over in your opinion? Well, our season's not over. I think that'd be a bit too hasty right now, John, but it is certainly we said this was going to happen, though, John, didn't we? We said this was going to happen. This is why we should have moved a little bit earlier for Guehi, and then sure, we've got Guehi over the line. Right now, it's not good. I don't think he is badly injured. I think it's just a man injury from what I'm seeing from the reports. But it's not the point. We knew Kanate gets injured, Gomez gets injured. This is expected. So, and we're talking about going into January and not looking at a centre back. For me, that is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for us now to sit here and go into January and say, okay, we're fine with centre backs. Absolutely zero reason. And all this bullshit about, you don't get players in January and things like that. Van Dijk was a January signing. Gakpo was a January signing. Diaz was a January signing. And when we had the centre-back issues last time, Gabriel for Arsenal was a January signing. So all this crap about there's no one available, don't give me that crap. There's players available, go get them. We need, whether it's Guehi or not, if we get Guehi in the summer, that I'm happy to wait for him personally, but we still need another centre-back coming in January. Because if we don't, for me, it could be, I said it the other day, John, it could be a title-winning mistake. It could be a title-deciding mistake not bringing a centre-back in January. For me, it makes zero sense not to do that. Who I'd bring in? I would try to bring in Guehi, certainly. Maybe go in, how much would you go for Marc Guehi? Would you go for like 20 million, 30 million up tops? I probably got 30 million is a lot. Obviously, if he's going to be free in January, but it's not the point, is it? I think you've got to look at who 1 second. We are live on TikTok. Oh, it's fantastic. That's fantastic. You said we need an M6. Do seems to have a couple of seasons now. So I'm gonna look on the TikTok live as well, because those the TikTok comments don't come here. So I'm looking on the TikTok live as well to make sure I see their comments. You said we need a number 6. We definitely do. Been saying it for a couple of seasons now. The boys will find their touch and will crack in front there. It said BD. So yeah. I agree, BD. I agree, BD. If you can listen to me, if you can hear me, let me know in the TikTok comments, and I'll shout you out in the TikTok comments and what you guys say in there. But yeah, I do think we do need a 6. I've been saying we need a 6 for a long, long time, for at least a couple of seasons. Anyone that's on YouTube will absolutely back myself up in that, in terms of how much we need a number 6. And in this system, right now, we have gone back to the system of a 4-2-3-1, and number 6 is more glaring, even more so than ever, because especially now we're pushing Gravenberch a bit more forward, where I think Gravenberch should be more forward, if I'm honest. I've said it for a while, is much more of a box-to-box player. But in this system, we need a number 6 to allow him to be that Gravenberch that we want to see him to be. And again, with a Florian Wirtz at number 10, we need balance in midfield. And with a proper number 10 now in Florian Wirtz, we haven't got that balance. And that's what the issue that we've been finding out. Unfortunately, this season, Gravenberch for me is going to have to sacrifice his forward game again. Right now, we're going to have to go back to last season, where Gravenberch was that number 6, proper number 6, where he didn't get forward as much as he wants to do so. So is he willing to do that again? Possibly, but next year, we certainly need to look at number 6. We definitely need to look at number 6. So I'm going to go through a couple of number 6s that people would like, people may want. Let me know who you would want as number 6. Let me know who you would want as a centre back. Let me know in the chat. Let me know on TikTok as well, and I'll shout it out on here. But yeah, I would personally look at a 6. I would look at a centre back. And the other position, really, I don't think it's an absolute must, but it's probably a winger that probably played both sides, because Salah's going to go at some point in the near future. Obviously, he's got probably one more season left. Does he sign on again? I doubt it. Gakpo, if he didn't improve, certainly needs competition. We haven't replaced Luis Diaz, but at the same time, whilst we haven't replaced Luis Diaz, we still need another person to push Gakpo, because we're not seeing enough of Rio for me. We're not seeing enough of Chiesa enough for me to push Gakpo. So we probably do need another winger to maybe push him, Luis Diaz level. Semenyo is probably one player that plenty of people is going to put out there. But yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting to see what you guys think at home on who we need and who we'd want in positions and also players as well. So we're going to go positions. So let's start with centre back. We were linked today with Slotterbeck. We have been obviously close to getting Marc Guehi. For me, Marc Guehi is probably the number one player to either join us next season or at least we're looking at. Marc Guehi probably for me has to come in either January or in summer, and it's probably most likely that Guehi does join in the summer for free. The issue I was with Guehi is Naj is in the chat on TikTok. The issue I have with Guehi is the fact that he can now speak to other clubs. Other clubs are now showing interest in Guehi. That gives us a bit of a difficult one because we've got to really show ourselves now. We've got to really show ourselves now against other clubs. If Real Madrid come in, if Bayern Munich come in, we do have competition for Marc Guehi, and we didn't have that competition in summer. We had a straight shot at getting Marc Guehi. Me and Nigel we've both said together that we should have maybe pushed a little bit harder earlier on for Marc Guehi. We didn't. We're pretty much nearly enough got it over the line. Deadline day, Crystal Palace pulled out. Yeah, that's on them. They should have looked at replacements a little bit earlier on in the season, in the summer. But again, we and ahed over £5 to £10 million for Guehi a little bit earlier in the summer. If that had been done, if we'd got that done earlier on, I think we'll be looking at Marc Guehi in a Liverpool player right now. But it is what it is. We go back for Marc Guehi. Hopefully, we get him in the summer. Other centre backs, so obviously, Schlotterbeck's been linked with Liverpool today. So that would be certainly a good signing for me, Schlotterbeck. I'd be looking at personally as well. Would be it's an hard one, isn't it? Because Højlund went to Real Madrid. I think that would have been a decent signing for Liverpool, if I'm honest. I do like Antonio Silva from Benfica. I do like Silva. Whether he's at level that we need, I'm just thinking more so like Van Dijk's side as well, because obviously Leon is there as well. Guehi. It depends on Konate as well. It's another thing. If Konate leaves in the summer, then we're potentially looking at maybe needing two centre-backs. If Konate stays, then Guehi coming in, that's fine for me. Guehi, Konate on one side, Gomez has been the fifth one, and then you've got Van Dijk and Leon at the other side, and then Gomez obviously cover the whole back line. That's perfect for me. That should have been for me this season as well. But if Konate was to leave as well, and Marc Guehi's coming in, I think we then should look at maybe another centre-back alongside that as well. Otherwise, we're going to be left short again. We're going to be left short, and we're going to be in the same situation as we are this season. But yeah, today's news on Konate, which John said there, is our season over? Like I said to John, I don't think our season nowhere near over. That would be overreactionary. But it's not good that Konate, if Konate is injured, it's not good. It's not good at all. But we knew that this situation we're going to be in because we didn't bring another centre-back in summer. And this is why, for me, that first week of January, we need to be looking at a centre-back regardless. Regardless if Guehi comes in the summer or not, we need to bring another centre-back in. Absolutely. Because we've been here before, guys. We've been here before. In 2021, we had the injury crisis at centre-back. An injury crisis that could have been guessed because Matip's injury-prone, Gomez injury-prone, and we were happy to play Fabinho and Henderson at centre-back, and we were happy to go with that. Luckily for us, they did brilliant at centre-back, but the issue then is the fact that we're taking them from midfield. We don't want to have to get to that situation again. I don't want to go to January, if Konate is injured. I don't want to go to January and say Gravenberch playing centre-back and say Endo, you're playing centre-back. The report the other day actually said that could be the case. We could be happy with that. I don't want that to happen. That would be a big, big mistake. Not only are we having a play out of position to cover centre-back, that's not a centre-back in Gravenberch or Endo. If it's Gravenberch coming out of midfield to go into centre-back, we're losing big time in midfield at the same time. So that, for me, could be a title-deciding mistake for Liverpool, if that were to happen. But yeah, welcome in. If you are watching us on TikTok, make sure you do hit the likes. Make sure you come over to YouTube and join us on YouTube as well. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, go to TikTok and do the same thing if you want to do that. But you also, if you are on YouTube and TikTok as well, get your comments in, get your chat in on YouTube, live chat, and get your comments in on TikTok as well. Who would you want to bring in next summer? Who would you want to bring in next winter in order for Liverpool to suit this system? And when I talk about this system, I'm going to bring up the DM. And BD said it on TikTok. We definitely need number 6. As a DM. I've been talking about getting number 6, proper number 6 for a long, long time. Anyone that's watched this channel on YouTube will absolutely know that. So, a DM. Right, let's go through DMs. Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton would be a ultimate DM. I think we need that kind of DM that can do a little bit of everything, that can pass the ball very well, that can break lines, but also can do the defensive side as well. And I think Adam Wharton is one of those that are all-rounder DMs. Another one for me, we spoke about him last night. Me and Nash spoke about last night. Camavinga for Real Madrid. Probably does offer quite a lot as a DM. Can do pretty much anything as what we'd want as a DM. Tchouaméni, would we go back for Tchouaméni? I think he gets played pretty much all the time for Real Madrid. So I don't know if I don't think that's a realistic transfer in Tchouaméni. But I think Camavinga is, because obviously the lack of playing time he's getting right now, that could be in our favour. Now I said there, Yates or Anderson, really good for low price. I mean, Naj spoke the other day. Anyone watches this on YouTube, Naj did speak about the other day about Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates would be a good pick. Elliot Anderson has again had a fantastic season. Again, Yates is an aggressive battling number 6. I think we need someone. I think we need a 6 that has a bit of everything. And I think Camavinga, I think Adam Wharton, I like Baleba, but I don't know if Baleba suits Slot. He is much more of an aggressive 6, but I think he's good on the ball as well. For me, Baleba should be up there. I think a 6 that suits Slot. I think what Slot wants is an Angelo Stiller. We spoke about Angelo Stiller in the summer, and the fact that Stiller is a passer of the ball is we're missing that. We're missing like a conductor in the 6, and this is why we're struggling to break up, to start build-up play from the back. And there you go. Now just literally put Stiller in the chat as well. We spoke about Stiller in the summer, and Stiller for me was my number 1 because of what I want. I think Arne Slot wants. I think Stiller suits him a little bit more. But for me personally, I'm happy with either Stiller, a Wharton, a Baleba, or someone like a Camavinga. Or there's so many. There's actually a few options out there. There is a few options out there. It's just what we want and what Arne Slot wants. I personally want, if you're asking me personally, I want someone that can do a little bit of everything. So like a Baleba, like a Camavinga, like a Adam Wharton. Them 3 are absolutely perfect. But if Arne Slot wants just to pass with the ball, then Stiller suits him. If Arne Slot wants to break up of a play, then I think a Baleba suits that a little bit. But it depends what Arne Slot wants. But me personally, I'm happy with either one of them. I think we just need a 6. We need a defensive-minded player next to a Gravenberch, next to a McAllister, next to a Szoboszlai. We've seen this season how good Gravenberch is box-to-box. We've seen how good Gravenberch is box-to-box. And I've been saying it for a long, long time. And people, when they saw Gravenberch at 6 and thought, wow, what a player he's been at 6. He's our new number 6. Forget what Gravenberch is, and forget what we bought Gravenberch for. Gravenberch has turned into a brilliant 6 because he's got it up here. He's turned into a brilliant 6 because he's such an intelligent footballer and such a brilliant player that has so much attributes that can easily go into a 6 position. If you're a midfielder, anyone that plays midfield, I play midfield. Anyone that plays midfield should be able to play 10-8-6. I've always said that. You should have the ability to play 10-8-6. Gravenberch is that good of a midfielder. He can play in probably all 3 positions very, very well. You know, like a Steven Gerrard would. Steven Gerrard could play across the midfield, could play across the pitch, to be honest. Is that good? But regarding Gravenberch, he can play a 6 very, very well because he's got it up there. However, he's not a 6. His best position is not a 6. His Ajax days, he was number 8. I remember writing an article on him when he was at Ajax for LFC Transfer Room on Sports Illustrated. And I said, this guy is one of my players that I wanted Liverpool to sign when he was at Ajax. I thought, this guy has so much confidence, so much ball playing ability. I'd love him at Liverpool. And he was a number 8. He was in a box-to-box at Ajax. That's why Bayern Munich signed him. Bayern Munich didn't play him properly. We didn't really give him a chance. Klopp bought him. Klopp didn't know how to use him. He wasn't probably as confident as we're seeing now, but Slot saw something in him and is being repaid back massively, Gravenberch, because Gravenberch has been sensational for the last 2 years. And we wanted a 6. Don't forget this. Arne Slot wanted a 6. Liverpool wanted a 6. They went for Zubimendi. They didn't get him. That was going to be our 6. And by the way, he's been fantastic for Arsenal. So any revisionism on him because we didn't sign him is out of the window because he's been fantastic for Arsenal. It'd have been a brilliant signing, Zubimendi for Liverpool. So we wanted a 6. We nearly got the 6. So that was it then. We didn't go for another 6 that summer. However, Arne Slot being Arne Slot, such a brilliant, intelligent manager, saw something in Gravenberch. Right, you can be our 6 for the season. And Gravenberch did a fantastic job last season. First half of the season, I thought he was sensational. Probably maybe our best player for the first half of the season was unbelievable. But then he got ran into the ground. He started to show, defensive liabilities in the second half of the season, and started to show what, really he's not a 6. He can play fantastically there, he can cover there, and he can do again this season. It needs to be that 6 again this season, just for the formation that we're playing and for the system that we're playing. But going forward, I think we need a proper 6. Let me know in the chat and in the TikTok chat or in the YouTube chat, wherever you're watching us, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you're watching us. Let me know in the chat which 6 would you like, and do you agree that we need a 6? By the way, because this is just my opinion. I think we need a 6. Do you agree with that? And let me know a 6 in the chat who you would like. For me, the 3 perfect ones would be either Camavinga, Adam Wharton, or Baleba. Behind that would be like Stiller, would be a Ryan Yates, like Nash said in the chat on TikTok. I do like Guimaraes as well. I like Bruno Guimaraes, but again, he's sort of come out of that 6 role a little bit. He's an all-rounder, though. I wouldn't mind Guimaraes. I think it's a bit more balanced. He's more defensively minded of what a Gravenberch is Guimaraes, but I think it would give a bit of a balance. I think Guimaraes is another one that's a bit of an all-rounder. Another position that I think we could look at, and maybe we might look at, would be winger. And we have been linked with many wingers, including Semenyo, obviously, in recent weeks. We got linked with Rodrigo in the summer. We got linked with, I think we got even linked with Rafa Leao in the summer at some point as well. So we are looking at, we have looked at wingers. We got linked with Barcola, players like that. So we probably will look at a winger at some point. Mohamed Salah's got 2 seasons left on his contract. Does he sign an extension? I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. But at the same time, we didn't really replace Diaz. And I've been seeing online, I said it the other day, we've been seeing online like people saying, we shouldn't assault Diaz. No, it wasn't wrong selling Diaz because Diaz wanted to go. We can't have players at the club that want to go and don't want to be here. So for me, it wasn't the wrong decision selling Luis Diaz. The wrong decision was not replacing him. And Jake, who's in the chat, Naj in the chat, who comes on to here as well, we all said the same thing in the summer. Why have we not replaced Diaz? But at the time, it was like, well, we have had a good summer. We have bought Isak in. We have bought Verts in. We have bought, Leone in. We have bought Frimpong and Kirkes in. We've had a brilliant summer, so it's not the end of the world sort of thing, like not replacing Diaz. And then we got told that, Rian Gomez, everyone's happy with the Rian Gomez development, so he's going to be the backup for Gakpo. We're like, okay, because Rian Gomez is sensational. He's got so much potential. Kies is there as well. Kies is brilliant on his day, but we're not seeing him. And that's a big issue. We're not seeing Kies, so we're not seeing Engamo. We're seeing him in bits. I'm not expecting Rian Gomez to play every week. I'm not expecting Kies to play every week, but we need them right now. We need someone like that right now. Gakpo has played poor. Salah has played poor. So why are we not using Kies more? Why are we not using Rian Gomez more? If we're saying we're not bringing a Diaz replacement in because Engamo is going to be the backup to Gakpo, then why are we not using him? To me, that makes no sense. That goes against why we didn't bring in a winger. It doesn't justify us not bringing in a winger in summer. Jake said Michael Elise will be a class signing once Salah eventually moves on. You know what, mate? That for me, Elise would be the perfect Salah replacement because he is a winger right now that would suit our system. The way we're playing wingers right now, we're playing them quite wide, aren't we? Salah's really wide. He's not in games what I want him to be in. Gakpo's quite wide, but when he's on the ball, don't come in wide. He always goes up. He comes inside, but we're playing him quite wide. So a wide winger for me it has to be a direct winger, someone that takes players on. Michael Elise has it all. Fantastic player. Very underrated, by the way, at the same time. As well as a fantastic player, I think he's very underrated at the same time because his Ballon d'Or, what, 48th, 49th in the Ballon d'Or list? Joke. It was a top 15 at least last season, was Michael Elise. So for me, Michael Elise would be sensational. Antoine Semenyo, spoke about him the other day. Semenyo can play either wing, but he's a direct winger. He can play both feet. He can get crosses in the box. He can score goals. He can do everything as a winger. So Semenyo should be another one that we should be looking at as well. Certainly. I think they're probably the top two. They're probably the ones that I'd look at playing together. Imagine Semenyo and Elise on the same side. I think they'd be fantastic for me personally, with Verts in the middle. But right now, with the system we're playing, we need direct wingers for me. We need players that can run at players, that can get in behind the fullbacks, that can spread the play and create space for Verts, create space for an Isak. And for me, an Elise, Semenyo, players like that can run at defences would be ideal. And for me, what makes sense as well is that what doesn't make sense right now, is Engamoa and Kiesha are those two kind of players. Like they run at players, they do different things rather than just being predictable. So it makes no sense, even more so, them not playing. Good evening, Brovin Cop Out. I hope you are well as well, my friend. Not seen you for a while. I don't know, John and Brovin Cop. I know you weren't on last night, but did you watch our little game that we played at the end against Minaj? But you missed out on that one. We need some more players on the live chat side. So we did do a game last night. But if you are joining us on TikTok, get across to our YouTube page and subscribe and like the videos as well. It helps out massively. We're on 1.4K on YouTube. So our YouTube's actually bigger than our TikTok currently. I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be long before TikTok probably does take it over. But come across to our YouTube and get subscribed and get liking the videos as well. We are live every single night at 7:00 and hopefully live in the mornings as well. We've got different shows coming out. If you are live on TikTok right now, we have different shows on here. We have match reactions. We have sometimes watch-alongs. We have previews. We have games. We have different kind of shows constantly. Obviously, the latest news will be often, but tonight it's more of a debate. It's more like, let's talk about a system. Let's talk about players maybe coming in next season. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you are watching, Barry Irving Cup said here, not sure if you ever touched on this, but have you seen the links with Schlotterbeck today? Yeah, we are. I sort of briefed over it a little bit. It was this show tonight, Barry Irving Cup. It was more of just a debate on who we need or what composition we probably need next season. And people's going to say it's international break. It's we're seven games in. Don't talk about signings until next season. But because it is the international break, I thought, something different. We have been speaking about system. We have been speaking about tactics. So, what kind of player would you want in this sort of system of tactics? And we have had a fantastic summer at the same time. But yeah, I hope you are well. I hope you are well on TikTok. I hope you are well and YouTube as well. Have you done any quiz shows this week? Brovin Kopak, we did one last night. It wasn't a show as such. It was the last 20 minutes of last night's show. Me and Naj did a FC 26 one. But what I did this morning was I edited it and I got the show, the quiz part of the show last night as its own show this morning. So if you go onto our YouTube channel, Brovin Cop, if you go onto our videos, it should be on there. The top one on there was an FC 26 quiz. It was very, very good. It was very interesting. And we involved the chat as well. The chat against Naj it was. But you'll see who won if you go on to it and watch it. It was a good one. I watched it again this morning. But yeah, and like I said, if you're on TikTok, make sure you do come over to YouTube as well. Don't apologise, bro. It's all good. It's all good. You don't have to apologise at all. But it's there. Like I said, I cut it out. I edited it and put it together as its own little show, so you can go back and watch it anyway. So I always do that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on what positions we need in this Arne Slot system, this new system. What players you would look at as well. Right now, I think it's centre back, I think it's DM, and I think it's a winger. A winger that could possibly play two sides. I won't look further than that. That's it. We don't need a striker. We don't need another midfielder. We don't need another 8. We've got 3, 4 of them. We don't need another 10, really. It's a 6. It's another centre back. We don't need full backs. We don't need a keeper. And it's good, really, because next summer, we don't really need much. And that's all we need. That's all we needed. I mean, last summer we should have got more than one sign. If I'm honest, we wouldn't needed to do so much this summer and have so much change this summer. But now we just need to be proactive. That's all I'm asking for from Liverpool now. Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, FSG, be proactive now. When it comes to signings, be proactive. Don't be reactive. Don't go into January and only buy a centre back if Kanate gets injured or Gomez gets injured. Don't only buy a centre back because of that. Go buy a centre back because we need a centre back. That's the thing. Be proactive instead of reactive. That's been our issue over the years, is we're being reactive. The only time we bought midfielders is when the whole midfield left. The only time we bought 2 centre backs in January is when Fabinho even got injured, who was covering centre back at the time. Stop being reactive. That's what's holding us back as a Liverpool Football Club. That's what has held us back in the past, is being reactive instead of proactive. We've got the right strategy back there now. We've got the right people in charge, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. We've got the right people. We've got the money to do it. Let's be proactive. Let's go win this. Let's go win title this season. Let's go win Champions League this season, and let's build a dynasty. That's what we wanted. That's what Werner said in the. That's what Werner said in the summer. We want a dynasty. Well, let's show that now. Let's build from this, and let's be proactive instead of reactive. But yeah, Brendan Coppett said here, Guehi, Schlotterbeck, Wharton, Elise, Semenyo would be between January and next summer. That would be an unbelievable January and next summer, by the way. But I think I can't see us signing that many. Guehi, Schlotterbeck, Wharton, Elise, and Semenyo. Or Semenyo, he said. Oh, I'll give you that. For me, I'd be happy with 3 of those. A Guehi, a Wharton, and Elise or Semenyo. I'd be happy with 3 of those. I think it'd be a brilliant... From January to summer. For me, we need a centre back in January. Definitely. And again, though, Brendan Coppett, you've got to remember as well, if Kanate does leave, we probably need another centre back alongside Guehi as well. But yeah, that's very good. I think that's the main positions, and that's the main players we've been looking at as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching tonight. It's only a short one tonight. We're back again tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a morning show maybe tomorrow, or someone else might be doing an evening show. But back again properly on Monday at 7 o'clock on Monday. And Enz will be coming back this week, hopefully, because Enz has not been well. He messaged me earlier. So myself and Enz will be doing a show this week at some point. But yeah, make sure you do subscribe to the channel on TikTok. Come over to TikTok, come over to and follow the channel. Come over to YouTube if you want on TikTok. Come subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Talking Reds LFC. And have a great night, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I'll speak to you all very, very soon.